Hey guys, it's Peter Cunha, broker owner of Open Doors Realty, and I am honored to have my good buddy Eric Bonnet on the call today. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing well, Peter. Thanks for letting me come here.
I'm looking at your background, and one of the things before we even kind of get started on anything, how often do you go diving?
Not nearly enough. This was the first time we went in March. This was the first time we had gone in a couple of years on a vacation with 8 couples, and a whole bunch of us went. And as we dropped in this picture, as we dropped, I came into the water. I looked down, and there's the shark circling all my friends.
Yeah, that's
It was
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah. So I want to get this one because if my wife was here, she'd just focus on the next, 15 minutes to the half hour,
Right?
all on diving. Because I asked her, I was like, I've known my wife for about 10 years, and I was like, have you ever been to Jamaica? She goes, the diving sucks, right? And I'm like, well, I wasn't, I was more talking about thinking about the
Right.
security components of Jamaica. And she goes, it's just been fished, overfished, and the reefs have essentially kind of deteriorated there. So
Right.
if you're looking to go diving in Jamaica, don't.
I, no, real quick. We were on vacation there, and I took like a local. The resort had like a discover scuba thing,
Right.
and I was uncomfortable with the instructors and with everything. I did horribly on it, and I came back saying, you know what, I need to learn how to do it right. So I learned locally how to dive,
Right.
and then much more comfortable with the proper instruction.
Yeah.
So
So I'll let you go either way on this. What's your favorite dive spot or favorite place that you've dove, or experience or story regarding diving, and then we'll get going.
okay, sure. Well, this was awesome with the people I were with and the dive group we were with. It was great. This was awesome. This was in St. Martin.
Okay.
Um, and then we were in Cancun, which was also a great place to dive. We haven't been to a whole lot of the great dive places. That's on my list of things to do.
Right, Cancun. I'll give you this, and I promise we'll get into.
Okay, sure.
So we're in Cancun. I was, I just graduated college, so I was either 22 or 21, whatever. And I'm with my buddy who's claustrophobic, and I talked him into doing a resort dive. And literally, he's like, I'm claustrophobic, and whatever you do, don't mess with me under the water, right? And I'm like, all right, fair enough. I can do that, right? So jokingly, our little a resort dive guide, which I wasn't certified at that point, I'm going,
Right.
"So what do you do if you see a shark?" And he goes, what was it? He goes,
I think it's like that,
no, no.
something like that.
Well, his version of this is go,
Okay.
right? And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? He goes, it means big fucking shark, right? Like big fucking, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
I got it.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going around the pool, which is like what, 10 feet deep, 12 feet deep. And we're just kind of getting our bearings around the pool. And like I'm messing around with my friend, right? Because all I'm doing is this whole thing about big effing shark, right? So lo and behold, we get into the open water, and I knew my buddy had floppy hair and green shorts, and I start doing that to this guy that I thought was him.
Oh,
And this guy goes, "Are you like?" He's giving me the "Are you okay?" sign, right? Like, do you have to go up? And I'm like, "No," right? And I'm like, "Forget that I even said anything," right? So I can't wait to get out of the water. 20 minutes later or whatever. Tell my buddy about it. He goes, "Don't say a word. I was behind you the whole time, cracking up." Right?
that's great. That's great.
So all right, Eric. EVB Technology, you have been extremely instrumental of getting not only me but a lot of people that I know getting their offices structured and wired. How did you even get into this? What's your background?
I came from the business and accounting world. I was working on for company, public accounting initially, and then I moved into private and we're working on some projects, mainly bringing the warehouse up to where it needed to be. And I was working, it was great working on those projects. And then we got those done. And then shortly thereafter, the IT director left the company. and they went through two other people in that position who did not work out. And finally I said, hey, you know what? Give me a shot at it. So I became the IT director and pretty much learned as I was doing. Um, and then plus I've belonged to a whole bunch of industry groups and learned a lot through there. So yeah, on the job training. But what I bring to my clients is the business background. I don't. It's not technology for technology's sake. It's how can it help us do better?
Right. Well, here's always my favorite quote. Technology is great when it works and it completely sucks when it doesn't, right?
Right.
So you're kind of that bridge between, no news is good news versus
Correct. And that's sort of the problem in perception in the industry is it used to be years ago it was break fix, right? Something broke, you call the IT consultant or the IT company and they come in and they fix what broke.
right,
And so we become the bad guy's not the right word, but we're a cost, we're a burden, and you want to limit those costs as much as possible by
right,
not calling. And that's not where the industry is going now. It's going more to a more proactive approach, managed services, where it's our job to keep things up and running. And we basically pay a flat fee. Clients pay a flat fee per computer, per user, some combination of that, to keep their systems up and running the right way. So we
right.
become more, not necessarily a necessary evil, but a partner in keeping things productive.
Right. And listen, I want people that are watching this to completely understand, like, that is not what I think of you at all, right? Because I'm a small business owner. We've been
Right.
in for a year and a half. I have another, you mentioned some of the industries that you're currently involved in, which is like a recruiting company for, what is it, the construction space,
Construction and architecture.
construction and architecture. You deal with a lot of accounting and
Accountings, lawyers, bakeries, commercial bakeries.
yeah, because even the baking industry, I have a really good friend that owns a small startup bakery,
Hmm.
where she does it almost kind of as a catering service. But um, these are all things that I don't think of, right? It's just kind of like, all right, I remember I renovated my office, but I needed you, right, to make it efficient, right? Is my
Right.
internet, like, it's like you really become a partner in the business because
Exactly.
listen, what's the vision? You always joke with me, you're like, when are you going to get rid of Gmail? And I'm
Yes.
whenever I figure out how to get rid of Gmail, right? And it's like the little nuances. So I just want to make sure that we kind of talk about this a little bit, but just
Sure.
you know, how does it work? I'm a small business, or I'm a business that's looking to, I've gone through working out of my closet in my bedroom to now I want to actually open up an office. I have a couple of employees and we're going to bring them in-house now that COVID's.
Right. So it comes down to information. What information do you need? What information do you have? Who has to access it and from where? And what applications do you need to run? These days, most companies these days, small companies don't need an on-prem server. Most of their applications have moved to the cloud. Um, and the storage that the clients need is typically just file storage, Word, Excel, PDFs, those kind of things. And those are great to put out on the cloud or Microsoft SharePoint or Teams.
Right.
So we have the conversation begins with that: is what do you have? What do you need? Who has to access it and from where?
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of these services, do you get like a wholesale rate where you might be able to cut
Well,
costs? Even
we
though,
don't sell things a la carte like that. We pretty much become the IT department for the company. So we charge a flat fee per user per computer, for everything. So usually it's unlimited support on top of that. So if you have a problem, you call us up. We want the clients to call us when they have a problem or think there's a problem, and not when after they try to fix it, or not when things have gotten so bad that it's going to take twice as long and be an issue to resolve. Unfortunately, right now, security is the number one issue that clients face. Is people want access to their bad people want access to you and your clients' data. As we're recording this, one of the bigger exchange hosting companies was ransomed. Luckily, we had no one directly on there, but I'm working with two people right now who had mail at Rackspace, and I have to get access to it. And it looks like that the attackers may have compromised their email accounts and have access to all of their emails. So one was an attorney, so all of the correspondence with his clients is possibly compromised,
Right. And
which is
talk to people. I mean, because this is weird. I mean, I've had my email hacked before, and it's
mhm,
not fun, right? Because not only do they send out phishing emails to everybody that you've sent out emails, I don't know how it
right.
works, but then all of a sudden I get 20 text messages saying I think your email was hacked, and I'm like, oh damn it, like, and
So yeah, so the first thing, there are a couple of things to do. First, mentioned in the beginning, is you shouldn't be using a Hotmail, a Gmail, a Yahoo Mail. If you run a business, you should have mail. It should be, you know, OpenDoorsRealty.com, EVBTechnology.com.
right,
You should have your own domain and your own server. It should be with. I mean, I'm a Microsoft partner, so I like Microsoft 365, but you also put it with professional G Suite, the Google business product,
right,
not the consumer product. And then on the next part of it is backing up your data, backing up G Suite, or backing up Microsoft 365, and multi-factor authentication. Make it hard for someone to get in. If they compromise your password, okay, maybe they can attempt to log in, but they can't get into your account. They can't get to your information.
right.
One of the things we get from Microsoft, one of the tools, well, part of the programs, I can see where people have logged in from, and I see a ton of login attempts from from Nigeria, from Russia, from India, and with MFA, multi-factor authentication, you can block. They can't. They can get compromise a password. They can attempt to get in, but they can't actually get into your data and your mail.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because I got to tell you, it's really difficult. Like, I mean, it's you were talking about. I read some statistic. India is going to have the world's largest population by next year.
Hmm.
India is also going to have more people speaking computer English, is what I like to call it, than there are in America. And what I mean by that is that as long as they're only access to talking English as a keyboard, they're going to be as proficient as we are. But they can't make a connection between eating hot dogs and going to a baseball game.
Right.
That's the culture part of it. So it really kind of scares me with even some of the AI technology that I subscribe to. It's fascinating what it can do. And it's a security. You just like you said. I mean, my wife works in security herself. She sells
Right.
facial recognition software, and it's pretty amazing what they can do with just technology. All right, so I appreciate Eric. How do people get in touch with you if they want to, other than contacting me as their first source, but talking about your email and your phone number.
Sure. Email is great. Eric at evbtechnology.com is the email address. Our phone is 732-358-7600.
Okay,
On LinkedIn, both my name, Eric Bonnet, or EVB Technology.
right,
Yeah,
and
those are the best ways.
yeah, and I'm going to post my notes down below. So give me this is what before we started videotaping. I didn't
Uh-oh.
know this, but your son is in a professional football team's marching band.
He is.
How did that happen?
So he went to University of Delaware,
Okay.
and when he graduated, one of his friends was marching with the Baltimore Ravens and said, "Hey, you should join too." So he did. This was a year before COVID. That's everything centered around when COVID was. So he did it for a year before COVID. It was great, and he's still with it. His girlfriend's marching with them now. She's one of the drum majors, and it's great. They played every home game. They play at I think 4 or 5 parades for Thanksgiving. They did. They went to Canton. I guess his first year, somebody was inducted in the. I don't know football that well. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'll get yelled at for this. Someone from the Ravens was inducted in the Hall of Fame. They did a road trip to Canton
Yeah.
for that induction. And then I think they're playing, I think December 17th, the Tuba Christmas in Baltimore. So he's going to play tuba in that one, though, even though he's a sax player.
Right. And you say that you're not a sports guy. I will contest that. How many miles do you put on your bike every day or every week?
I try to do 50, minimum of 50 miles a week. I'm right now, I'm just short of 1,500 miles for the year.
Okay, that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
It was one of the things when you came to, I guess, help me out at my house with some technical issues.
right.
You were like, oh, you got the bike, and I'm like, there you go. I didn't know that about you, Eric. So it's my honeymoon was actually a bike ride via back roads through
Back roads, sure.
Cork County, Ireland, which was an amazing experience that me and my wife just completely cherish. And like that's a whole nother animal. But you're a very interesting person. I know that you
Thank
collect
you.
snakes. Uh, tell
I'm
me
sorry, I collect. What do I collect?
snakes. Do you
Oh
have
my! Well, they're my kids, my daughter's snakes.
okay?
Yeah.
How many of those are there?
There's three snakes,
The
one bearded
biggest.
dragon, two dogs.
Good for you. So you're an animal lover.
Yes.
I all I can say is what's your geographic kind of area as far as clients?
So geographically, I mean, ideally, I love local clients. So Monmouth, Ocean, Middlesex is great, but we have clients in New York City. I have clients in North Jersey. I've got one client in Wyoming right now. So
All
yeah,
right. I like Wyoming. I've been there.
yeah.
Uh, what is it? The Silver Dollar out there? You ever go out there?
I haven't been to them. Yeah, I haven't visited.
Well, you get there. You can go either in the winter to go skiing or the summer to do some hiking. It's just
Right.
beautiful, all year round. Um, and I again, I just appreciate you. If you're,
Oh, thank.
I know a lot of small businesses. I know a lot of people that are in your top three, sectors. If you guys are watching, this is somebody that you should talk to. This is one that I always used to say in accounting, you can't afford to be wrong or to get hacked. Uh,
Right.
because
Reputation is everything, and you don't want to be the one that's sending out the email that says, "Hey, can you call me, on this number here, different than my regular number, because I need your help." You don't want that embarrassment, and that's unfortunately that's the world we live in.
yeah, and when I say you go over and beyond, you wouldn't know this, but I called our mutual accountant and I
Mhm.
got his voicemail, and it was lovely to hear that
Oh,
you
God,
have such
it's
good
my,
voicemails.
it's it's my voice. Yeah, unfortunately, I do the test. I do phone systems also, and a lot of times I'll do a quick message for their auto attendant just to get them going and tell
Right.
them to change it and work with them to change it. And unfortunately, more times than not, they say, "Oh no, we'll leave your voice there." It's like, really,
It's so
really,
wonderful. It completely caught me off guard. I was trying to get in touch with him, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, it's
yeah. I
yeah,
actually have two other people I'm working with now. One is an actor, um, and he may do. I'm gonna probably leverage him to do some of those messages when I can. And the other
voiceover.
one's somebody else who has a really good female voice. Well, she's a woman, and she does. Uh, Her message was really good in their system, so I may leverage her to do some new.
It's phenomenal. So, we literally got about 4 more minutes. Um,
Okay,
you mentioned IT. You just kind of threw in phone systems. Uh,
correct.
so really, I want people again, IT infrastructure, not just IT
So
support.
I look at myself as technology is in the name, and I look at us as a technology company
Okay,
that and any technology you need to help you do help your business do better, and you do your business better is where I like to focus. It's not all computer related. A lot of it's cloud solutions and connecting things. A lot of it's connecting pieces together.
right.
I say lazy to a degree. Like I don't want to have to enter a piece of information more than once.
Right.
I want to be able to put it in one place and have it go wherever it has to go. So we help, our clients do that because every time you touch it, an opportunity for a mistake.
Totally agree.
So, so
Um,
that's
I,
that's how I look at it. How I look at things like that in general.
yeah, you should call Verizon. Their systems suck. So that could be a good referral for you.
Exactly. I'll take over Verizon's IT.
Yeah. No, but Eric, I appreciate everything that you do.
I
You've been,
thank you for giving me the opportunity. And yeah, this is great. I've been watching the rest of your series, and this is great.
well, you are officially my business partner of the week.
Awesome.
I hope to have you back. And again, just one more plug for you, EVB Technology. You're based out of Freehold, is that correct? Or
In Marlborough, very Central Monmouth. We're in Marlborough, but yeah.
right. And just one more time, how did people get in touch with you? Email,
So it's
phone?
Eric at evbtechnology.com or our website, evbtechnology.com, or the phone number 732-358-7600.
All right, man. And I will at some point get you underwater. And we'll go dive.
I'm I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man. You enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate your time. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks. Thank you.